Hi, welcome back to the Gapster channel. I'm Gabby. In this video, I'm going to show you how to easily connect your streamer or DAC or any basically device that you have to different simple power supplies, and actually the main thing is triggers them all with one switch. So you don't have to keep plugging things and unplugging things, and this way makes things a lot easier and simpler. We're going to talk about plugging in Gapster TD1 DAC here with 3 i5 power supplies, and we're going to switch them all with one switch, that without having to solder anything or plug and make a big huge thing, just a matter of plug and play, simple stuff that's easy to buy off the market, let's say Amazon or something like that. And we're going to show you also a couple ways to power this, for example, your DAC. One with just the power supplies on their own, and the second one is a little upgrade with some ultra capacitors from here in Canada, UC conditioners. That's going to make your power supplies even better. So all this, I'm also going to show you a little preview here of this little board. It's a little filter that I made on GLC PCB, and I'm actually going to be doing a special video on that one where you can actually design it, order it, and use it all, and that's going to help you get into that little DIY even more and not being afraid of building something for yourself. Now, where is this box? It's from digitalloggers.com. I'm not affiliated with these guys. They did not even give me one. I purchased these by myself and have nothing to do with them. What I like about it is this is a sensing voltage. It takes anywhere between 5 and 12 volts. And you can actually pull this thing out. So you can this way you can just wire things up. So I've got the wires here coming from the PurePi on the other side here. If you can keep going, you can see them right there, all the way to the PurePi, and that goes right in here. On the PurePi, there's a J9 that you can actually plug into, and as soon as you turn the switch on the PurePi here, you get 5 volts coming out of this. Now, there's different cables, and the most cables that come, what I've seen, they're actually in reverse. When I looked, it says negative and ground. So don't look at the red and black cable, they're actually in reverse. So it's actually, the black is a positive and the red is a negative. I think there's a special cable that goes in here, but I don't have it or I misplaced it. But all the other sensing cables tend to go into it. So again, check the voltage before you connect them so you don't have any bad issues. So here we go. With one flick of this switch, I'm going to be able to power all these 3 i5 power supplies. And I'm going to power the entire streamer DAC here, the screen and everything. And there is no wiring, there's no soldering. It's just using this little switch output control thing that you can easily get off Amazon. And here we go. So I'm going to turn this thing on. So the streamer here went on, that sent a signal to the switch box here and start powering all these. Now everything here is powered. The streamer, the DAC is powered, and the screen also comes on after a couple seconds. So as you can see, it's fairly simple. And if you're not aware of something that is available, simple like this, this is your chance. I'm trying to show you things that will really simplify your life. You can even connect this thing to your amplifier, and this way your amplifier can switch everything as well. So there's some options. You can get a couple of these and daisy chain them. So there's quite a few different things you can do. At one point I had 3 of those. And here we can see again the reverse is true. With one switch, one flick of the switch, I'm going to turn everything off. And here we go, everything went off. This just have a little capacitor still holding a little bit of charge, and it will fade in a couple seconds. So let's zoom in on this more improved setup and figure out what's it made of, so you get a really good idea of how to do it yourself as well. So we have here 3 i5 power supplies. This is an i5 X, it's a slightly improved version. I'm using that one for the 15 volt, and these are the 5 volt ones. Now what's happening here, so each of these 5 volt is coming from here. So you've got basically a regular plug that comes from the i5, and usually they give you a USB-C adapter. So you basically plug in the USB-C adapter and you put that into the input of this UC conditioner by E in Canada. Same thing here, that's the other 5 volts. We have one for the +5, one for the -5. When you say plus and minus, they're basically two 5 volts, except one is reversed. And so this is the other 5 volt here, and that goes in here as well, same thing, USB-C. And now you've got some nice ultracapacitor stabilized, improved, more stabilized, shall we say, power supply, and that's going into the Gapster TD1 right here. But you could use any DAC, you don't have to use a Gapster TD1, but I'm just going to give you an idea. You could be using maybe a dual mono DAC that requires 2 5 volts, for example. But this one gives you an idea of what's going on there. Now for the 15 volt, it's kind of similar. So this is the i5 power supply that's supplying the 15 volts. And what I have here is this is a little part I made myself, and I'm actually making a video just on this, how actually you can make it yourself, and its files are going to be available for you. So I'm going to show you step by step how to do it, how to order it, all for pretty cheap. It'll come to your door, and that's going to give you an introduction on how to actually building things. I'm just trying to help you guys get into the hobby. That's my goal of this channel, is just to get you guys to just give you that little extra push in case you're on the fence there, just to make you feel that it's really not that hard, that yes, you can do it. So the 15 volt here, this is again for my TD1 DAC. This is just a little filter capacitor. It's a CRC filter, and what it is, it just smooths down a little bit further. It's not as good as ultra capacitors, but for 15 volt, it's hard to get ultra capacitor. You need big ones. So this is your next cousin, and that's gonna basically help the 15 volt input here on the Gapster TD1. So if you are doing +5 and -5, there's nothing to do at the early stage. They're just regular 5 volts, as long as you keep them both independent and both coming from separate power supply, because some power supplies have dual 5 volt. These are not independent. They share a common ground. Do not use those. So these are two separate power supplies. They come into UC's conditioners. So this is a 15 volt version, just goes normally. So the red goes on the +5, the +15, and the black goes on the negative. And the first 5 volt, which is a regular +5 volt, this is normal again. So the red goes on the +5 and the black goes on the 0 in this case. And the last one, which is a -5, the negative of this one goes on the -5 volt and the positive goes on the 0. So it's basically a switched version of this one. At the end, if you want to really double check things, always check this. Say the first one, the plus, the red should be on the plus. And for the second one, the black should be on the negative. And that kind of simplifies things for you. Now, how do you connect things in this box here? So I'm just going to take those, a couple of these out. Now, in this, I've used 3 here i5 power supplies to switch them, but actually the box itself only can switch 2 when you buy it. I've actually hacked this one to make it switch 3, but I'm not going to go through that in this video because that's a little bit advanced and it voids warranty and all that kind of stuff. But what's the easiest for you guys is just get one of these little extension. I actually showed you the wrong way. So this, when you buy this box, those 2 switch on and off. One stays on, always on, and the other one it's reverse. I don't know why, it's kind of useless, but that's how it is. You can't get everything sometimes, but that's, you can do it that way if you want. Or if you are advanced, you can hack this thing and wire this outlet to be like the other ones. So now you basically, you have it figured out. So basically what you got is when you turn this thing on, this sends 5 volt. The 5 volt triggers the box. You've got your i5 power supplies plug into the box, and that's going to power everything else. Now this box is not just for, i5 power supplies and this. I've used this many times. Let's say you have your stereo system and you only have like one trigger in, and then you add another component that doesn't have any trigger function, so you just plug them into this box and this becomes your triggered box. So this can really solve so many problems. Just so at the end you can just press one little button and then that kind of powers things up. Now, one thing, if you are using ultracapacitor, just make sure you put the 2 ultracapacitors into a little metal box. Make sure you line it so when you put these things on the bottom, they don't touch anything. You can ideally you should put them on standoffs and should bolt them in the box. So everything is secure and stable so nothing gets charged. This is just for demonstration purposes so I can show you how things are connected. So if you don't want to use these, you just simply unplug them. Here you go, this is all gone. And what you do instead, so you take this and you plug your TD1 or any other DAC straight, just like that, and it goes in. Same thing, we're going to take this other one out and we are going to plug that thing directly as well. There you go, you can even cancel this one as well and plug it in directly. There's no ultracapacitors in this one. And this gives you the safest, because everything here now you bought off the shelf. They're supposed to be all CSA approved. You can buy those cables off Amazon. I'm going to put a link for them. These are great, so you can actually hook them to your TD1 DAC. If you are ordering this from Amazon, please use the affiliate link in the description below. It will really help the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Same thing goes for the i5 power supply. If you ever need to order some, please come to my videos and click on one of the affiliate links again to help the channel. But these are easy, mixing easy to plug in, and then once you've done the proper cabling, you don't have to worry anymore about +5 and -5. You just label them 5 volt like I did here on both of them, labeled 5 volts, and you just plug any of them. Any 5 volt can go in, just go 5 volt, 5 volt. As long as they're not connected together, the 5 volts, then you're good. And on the 15 volt side, just again, you can also do the same thing and use the same cable, but I would be cautious. Make sure you label everything. See how I've labeled my 15 volt very clearly, that it's 15 volt. I should actually put a label on this one as well. I haven't done that yet, so there'll be a big label here that says 15 volt, and then you're not going to have any issues mistakenly plugging this into the 5 volt version. This is one of my subscribers actually, TD1 board. He was having trouble building his, have a problem soldering, and I decided to help him out, and I gave him a really good deal on a built one. My purpose is I don't want anyone to try and fail. I want you all guys to succeed. So if you're having problems with your TD1 build, you're having lack of experience or somehow went into trouble, send me a message. I would love to help you out and get you eventually up there. So what I did here to help him out, because he's going to be using some i5 power supply, so I soldered 3 of those cables here to the TD1, and you can get those off Amazon. I'll put a link for them below. And basically, it's going to be simple for him. There's nothing to worry. You just have to plug one 5 volt here, one 5 volt here. All the wiring is being switched and mixed here, so you get the plus and minus 5. He has nothing to worry about in here. So just a matter of plugging in the power supplies there. And for 15 volt, I made him, this is one of my prototype. I'm going to have a video about this. It's a little filter, CRC filter for the 15 volt. Again, all he has to do is just plug it in there, and it's going to be that simple. And if he wants to upgrade later on to ultra capacitors, he can. It's going to be so easy for him. He doesn't have to solder anything, and everything is going to be really simple and easy. And in this case, I've also connected the PurePi to the box here that's gonna do all the switching. So as soon as I turn this thing on, this box is gonna turn on. Everything, all the power is gonna go on, and the little DAC also will turn on, and your screen should see it flickering on in a couple seconds. Here it goes. And so yeah, just trying to simplify his tasks so he's not overwhelmed with things, and he doesn't have to mess around with dangerous power supplies. Before I wrap this video, I want to mention, if you are building my Gapster TD1 DAC and you're flustered and you got to a point where it's just not going anywhere, maybe you're not very good at soldering, maybe something went wrong, maybe plugged something the wrong way and smoke went flying, or whatever it is. If you did not succeed with your mission, send me a message. I would love to help you as much as I can without having to either have you completely discouraged or having to buy more things and try to fix your problems. Just send me a quick message. What's your problem? If you send me pictures of your board, how the soldering is made, maybe a back shot and a front shot, so I see exactly how your soldering is. Send me your setup, how you're powering your Gapster TD1 DAC for the 5 volt and the 15 volts, so I know what you're using, and a little bit of information. If you get some more information you can put in, the better, the more I can help you, because I would like everyone to succeed. This is not a business, so I'm trying to make money out of this thing. It's just a hobby. I would like to get what I would like to get out of it, just as much as I can, help others get into the DIY world and experience this beautiful sound that I've been experiencing. I can try to help as much as I can with whatever I can. I will put a link in the top here about how to troubleshoot the Gapster TD1 DAC. These are advanced troubleshooting for the people who are building it. And I'm going to put a link in here about 10 songs that you can listen to on your system. These are beautiful holographic 3D sound that will help you setting up your system and also enjoying some great music as well. There'll be a speaker in the middle to subscribe if you like to. My Patreon link is in the description below if you'd like to help. Take care, and I hope to see you again.